Addis Chat. It's Friday. It's another beautiful Friday. Thank you so much for joining the chat today. If this is your first time, my name is Addy. You're welcome to Addis Chat. I talk about savings, budgeting, and everything in between. It's lovely to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. You will notice that this is not our usual background. Really, by the time you're watching this, it would be after my birthday. So this is actually kind of a birthday vlog, really kind of, and we're here having a staycation really at Chesington. It's been really lovely, and I just thought I'll do a short sit down vlog actually. Yes, if this is something you'll be interested in, stick around. So yes, this is a chat about it's a birthday chat really, and I decided to do a chat about 12 things I've learned in the last 1 year. So that's the last 12 months, counting the month of my birthday, which is September. Things that I have learned, 12 things I have learned in the last 1 year. I decided just to do this. I see people doing this on Twitter, some people do it on TikTok actually, and I just thought I'll do 12 things that I have learned. I've written it down so that it's quite easy for me actually, and because I don't want to forget anything, I've written it down because I don't want to forget anything really. So it's 12 things that I have learned in the last 12 months. Firstly, really, I want to say I'm very grateful to God. I really thank God. It's been an amazing 12 months for me. It's been absolutely amazing 12 months for me. It's been, I am so grateful. It's not just I'm grateful. I am grateful for life, for good health, for my family, my mom, my brothers, my sisters. I've got 2 sisters now. My daughter. I'm grateful really for everyone I'm surrounded by. I am really grateful really. There's been so many testimonies, so many amazing things really that's happened in our life in the last 12 months. It's been amazing really. On a personal level, I am deeply grateful to God. I really thank God because really every year you do look back and think, oh, what's been better, even though the last year really was a lot of the pandemic was a lot of what happened to us in the last 1 year. But to be honest, I am very grateful. It hasn't, thankfully to God, impacted on me negatively. The pandemic, it hasn't impacted on me or my family adversely. None of us, there were times that we were not well, but we are all well now. We're doing well to the glory of God. It's been amazing. I can't say thank you enough really. If all the hair on my head were thongs, they can never ever be enough to thank God for the great things He has done in my life really. Yes. So yeah, back to the 12 things that I have learned in the last 12 months really. So the first thing I put on my list, I have just randomly made this list just a few weeks ago. I started putting things on the list, so it's quite random. So there's no order to it really. So I will just I'll just be talking about them as I go. The first thing I learned is to slow down. The lockdown was a big awakening for me actually. The lockdown really did really did help me to interpret and actually see what slowdown was about really. The lockdown helped me to kind of calm down, like put everything. I'm the sort of person that I am doing one thing and my brain is thinking about maybe 20 different things that I need to do really, in terms of, I'm not saying just everyday routine stuff, in terms of things that I really want to do for myself really, and maybe things that I'm intending to do for others even as well. But my brain is constantly doing a lot really. But the lockdown, in the early stages of the lockdown, 2020, around June, July really, I kind of slowed down on so many things really. I kind of slowed down, and it's been helpful for me to a good extent. Now I kind of know this is when to stop. I have taken a back step on a few things really that I don't really necessarily want to, but I've had to take a back step because it's just better for me, so I can focus on other things. So I'm really grateful that I have learned that lesson in the last 1 year. So the second thing that I learned really is, if you know me, this won't come as a surprise to you. Actually, I learned that I do know this as well. The second thing that I have that I have confirmed, not learned, I would say confirmed. The second thing that I have confirmed is actually I'm a homebody. I'm a homebody, really. I love being at home. I would rather be at home than go anywhere. If you know me, this is no news, really. I would never, I'm not really, not that I would never, I'm not really, it's a challenge, sometimes a bit of a struggle for me to actually go somewhere or attend an event. It's really, if it's not for work, really, to be honest, I'll rather not. I'll rather sit at home. I enjoy my own company, actually. I do enjoy my own company. Yes, a lot, as I said, a lot goes through my mind. I'm enough. I'm enough to keep my own company, so that I found out a bit more. I confirmed that a bit more in this pandemic year. Really, I loved it. Absolutely loved staying at home. I going forward, actually, and I have said this to work, and I like this pattern, really, which is I'm happy to go one day here and there, really, but I'm happy to stay at home. I'm now more comfortable in what I do at home. I hardly step out to do anything. It might not really be such a great thing for some other people, but it's really been amazing for me. I do like it, actually. The third thing I have learned is this is a bit difficult to say, really. I have learned, or I have confirmed, I knew this before, that I don't really want to be involved in the act of religion, and I'll explain myself. This might be complicated. Some people will not understand this, but this is my own list of things that I have learned. Really, I've learned to be that I don't want to be involved in the act of religion anymore. There's a lot going around, really, with regards to religion, and you can really, with a lot of people, you can see there's no depth with a lot of people are not actually seeking closeness to God, and not after a relationship with God. There's a lot of eye service that people do, and I have decided, actually, honestly, that I'm not going to be part of that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to do things that I'm comfortable with. It will come across as selfish to some people, but I'm going to do things I'm comfortable with. I'm going to do things if the Holy Spirit doesn't condemn me for doing something, really. I don't think that I should worry about what anybody thinks. To be honest, for a long time, probably about 10 years going now, I haven't actually worried about what people think. It sounds really bad, but I haven't actually cared a lot about what people think, to be honest. I didn't consciously make that decision, but I've had to arrive at that decision due to a few circumstances in my life, really. But to be honest, I have decided I'm not going to play religion anymore. I am happy, and I have had, the pandemic here has given me a different view to God. I am enjoying my relationship with God, and it's much more rewarding to be spiritual. It's much more before, I didn't play it before, I'll be honest. I didn't play a lot of religion, but I saw people playing it, and it didn't really bother me. But but now, going forward, I've decided I'm not going to play religion anymore. I am going to go based on what the Bible says. I'm going to think about what I read in the Bible, let the Holy Spirit interpret it to me, and I'm going to go forward on that. I'm not going to go forward on what somebody says. It's more in depth. It's more in depth than that. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, really. And yes, just really that I'm not interested in playing religion anymore. I'm just focused on a relationship with Christ. Focused on my life being pleasing and acceptable to God. Focus on my life really being a center of attraction for other people to God. Simple as that. That's just all I'm doing going forward, and I'm very happy with that. I decided that quite early on in 2021. I'm quite happy with that decision. It was a struggle. I'm quite happy with that decision, and I am going to go forward, and I am going forward with it, really, and I'm thankful to God. Number four, I suppose number four also encompasses number three. Number four, I have learned that I need to focus on a God-centered journey for my life, really. I need to focus on a God-centered journey. I know this before, but more than ever, really, the last 11 months, 10 months has actually confirmed to me that because things I've worked in a certain way, because I have a lot of things I've cut out really, and focused on certain things. So I need to focus more on a God-centered journey, and God really knows. He knows the end from the beginning. He knows what's perfect for everybody. Nobody knows what's perfect for themselves, not to talk of another person. So God knows what's perfect for everyone. So focusing on a God-centered journey actually helps me, because that in the last few months I have seen that focusing on God actually, it takes care of everything else. Everything else absolutely does take care of it. I am living proof. I cannot be saying to you, I cannot be saying actually some of the things that I just did not bother with, but focusing on that God-centered journey, it took care of everything really. It's not, it's yeah, we haven't got all day, but and I am focusing on a God-centered journey. Number five, it's really simple. It's okay not to be bothered. It's okay not to be bothered. That's one of the things I've learned in the last 12 months. So even if you're bothered, it doesn't really help anything. It doesn't really change anything even if you're bothered sometimes. So it's okay not to be bothered about all this little whinging of people going on left, right, and center, all these little things that people are doing. To be honest, I've mastered it a lot in the last few years. I can be in a place and I can easily shut down from everything that's happening there. To be honest, I can be in a place totally and be disconnected from anything that they're doing there if I want to be really. It's just like that. It's just on and off really. So I'm quite happy with that. I don't know whether that's a great thing. That might not be a great thing. I don't really know, but I'm comfortable with doing that at the minute really. Yes, I'm not too worried about things that don't have to concern me really. I'm not entirely worried about it. Once if I'm there and it's going on, I can switch off like that really. So that's my number 5 really. Number 6, yes, number 6, and this I have been talking to a few people about this number 6. Confidence is a choice. Confidence is a choice really. It's a choice that we have to make. Whether you want to be confident or not, that's a choice you have to make. In this year, in the last few months, I have found myself in places where I had no choice. I had to just pick up that confidence because there was no other choice really. So it's a choice you have to make. If you're there sitting and saying, I'm not going to be able to do it, you're not going to be able to do it, honestly. It's it feels like it's coming across really horrible, but that's the real fact. If you sit there and you say, I'm not going to be able to do it, I haven't got the confidence to go forward, I cannot do this, I cannot do that job, I cannot do this job, I cannot do this, I cannot progress with this, you're not going to be able to do it. It's as simple as that. You will never be able to do it. But if you sit there and say, well, I cannot do everything, but I'm going to start. I'm going to start with doing one tiny thing, and then another tiny thing, and another tiny thing. And then before you know it, you're all done really. So confidence is a choice, and it's a choice that we have to teach young people to take. It's a choice you have to take. You have to make that choice. You have to take that choice. You have to be confident for yourself really. It's as simple as that really. Again, number 7 is another confirmation. Number 7, I am a people person. I'm not a people pleaser. I am a people person, but again, I'm not a friendship person. So it's very hard to explain. A lot of people will not understand it again, but I'm happy and I'm quite comfortable again that a lot of things about me or who I am, a lot of people will not understand really. It's I'm coming to the age where I'm not bothered really, but I'm a people person. I like people to be happy, I like people to be comfortable, I like people to be looked after really, but I'm not a friendship person. I would not go out of my way to actually make any friendships. Work friendships are great really, don't get me wrong, but I will not go out of my way to make any. I'm definitely not a friendship person, but I am a people person. It could be hard to explain, but yes, there you go, that's it. Number 8, don't take anything or anyone for granted really. This has been really in my face. Don't take anything or anyone for granted really. A lot of people have been quite instrumental to me in a lot of things that I kind of had to action in the last few months. There have been people that I did not expect really. They've been very, very helpful to me. They've been there for me, and this brings me to the fact that I have a mentor, and my mentor is actually not my mentor would say they're a person of faith. That's what they would say. but they're not necessarily somebody that people would actually say that they are huge. We say they're maybe in quotes Christians. I don't know if that means a lot of things, but anyway, but my mentor is absolutely a good person. They're not the same race as me, they're not, but they absolutely a good person, absolutely a good person, beyond beyond the reasonable, beyond any doubt. They are a good person. They look out, they actually look out for me, and we develop this mentor mentee relationship without even knowing that we were developing it. And they have been very instrumental in my career, in a lot of personal ambitions. Really, they have been very instrumental, and they possibly will be watching this, really. So thank you very much. Thank you for everything that you've done. I really appreciate you. I can't thank you enough, really. And God bless you. So number 9, and also talking about mentor as well, I have got a few mentees as well now. I have got a few mentees. It's a strange word, really. And I am also hoping that I can impact and I can be helpful in their own journey as well in life. Yeah, really. So number 9, always count your blessings. Always count your blessings. If you take time to count your blessings, you will realize that God has done so many things, and you wouldn't have to worry about the things that He hasn't actually done, because He will still do them. So always take time to count your blessings. Number 10, yeah, the year 2020 taught us this. Always expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. So anything could be happening. Just be able to adjust, be able to go with the flow, be able to actually that's what I learned, that I should be quite flexible. I used to be quite rigid. I am quite planned. I like things to be planned, but I have learned that expect the unexpected, and sometimes you've got to go with the flow, really. That's what life is about sometimes. Yes. So number 11, to be more resilient. I have learned, I have confirmed. And I'll share a little story. 2014, 15, 16, they were really tough years in my life. Really tough years in my life. And I want to thank God for my siblings, both of my brothers and my sister. Really, they were absolutely beyond. They were my rock. Really tough years. But anyway. The reason I'm talking about this 3 years is because I want to encourage anybody that's going through a tough time. It's not, tough times do not really last. It's quite cheesy to say that, actually. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Those years were tough, really. Really on every level. Those years were tough for me, really. But a lot of people would not know that, really. As I was saying, 2014 to 2016 were really tough years for me. Really tough on every level that you can think of. Mentally, it was mentally challenging. I was mentally drained. Those 3 years. Emotionally, physically, financially, I had to get help. I did get help, and I thank God for the help that was available, really. And I struggled a lot, but a lot of people did not know. But again, I want to also thank God for I have a few brothers and sisters that were actually there for me, absolutely there for me at those times. I cannot mention their name, but God bless you wherever you are. You really mean a lot to me. They're not actually, we're not the same parents, but they were really there for me. And I had a few people that were there for me, not asking questions, but just they were there to just, I'll pick up the phone to speak to them. They were there, they were just there, not judging really, but they were just there for me. A lot of people did not know. Yes, but those years were really, and at those in those years as well that were tough for me, I was actually also encouraging other people, and I was going through a lot, really. I was really at the brink of breakdown, to be honest, but I still had to be there for some people because, again, they had no one else to be there for them. But I'm really thankful for the support, for all the people that God put in my life for that time. Really thankful. I appreciate God for you, and I pray that all of you, every single one of you, I can picture you and I can see every single one of you in every area of your life, that God will show up for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, 12, empathy, really. Empathy. I learned empathy. In the last 12 months, I learned a lot about empathy, because there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. We quite confuse it easily. Sympathy is a place where you are at and you see someone else and you're like, oh, sorry, but you can connect with what's going on. But in the last 1 year, I have learned a greater place of empathy where I can actually calm down. And again, because of the years that I talked about, where I had to go through a lot of my own personal struggle, I have learned to actually, I can come to that level, really, and I can, without judging, that's important, without judging, I can come down to that level, because this is what happens. A lot of people, there's a lot of judgment out there, and I will say, really, a lot of judgment comes from the place of worship, really, the place where people think that they should find solace. This is where the judgment comes from. A lot of judgment, and some people will say, no, there's no judgment here. If you're not the one being judged, please keep quiet, because you do not know what's going on. There's a lot of judgment, really. There's a lot of judgment, and I think it's very ridiculous and shameful to see, really, these people that judge other people, and there's nothing to you, actually. If we start talking about yourself, that you are the judge, really, it won't go down well, really. So, and if you don't know anything about that, people are judging people in the place you worship, don't say that people are not judging people, because you're not the one that's being judged. Please don't ever say it, really. So that's the thing, anyway. Empathy, really. I have learned empathy, and I think it's very important, especially people of my race, people Africans. We need to work a lot more with empathy rather than sympathy. Sympathy is the thing that we display all the time, and we think is acceptable. Most times actually is not acceptable. Empathy is where we should be, really, and I hopefully a lot of us are learning it as we go. So 13 is mission initiative. I have learned in the last 12 months, I have learned that I need to connect and continuously contribute to mission initiative. What I mean by mission initiative is I need to continuously contribute to people that are on the mission field, people that are taking the gospel of Christ to the places that are unreachable, really. I need to do a lot more personally, and this is a personal thing. I need to do a lot more to connect with that on a personal level, really. I cannot preach to everybody. I'm not saying I'm an evangelist, and I don't know how to possibly preach to anybody, but I am hoping that one or two things I do actually will encourage people to think about Christ, really, in a different way. So that's my own way, but I need to connect more to the mission initiative, really. 14, which is a big thing for me. I have learned in the last 12 months that I want to walk because I want to walk, not because I have to walk. I am getting to a place where I want to go to walk because I want to work, because I love what I'm doing, not because I have to. My life and soul depends on this job, really. And I am quite grateful to God. In the last year, I have been able to move consciously towards that direction in my own career. I have been able to move. I love what I'm doing. I'm not working full time. I'm not working hours that are killing me, really, literally. I am working at hours that are comfortable. I am loving it. I'm able to take on things that I want, things that I'm passionate about. I'm able to take it on, really, and I feel a certain way. It's a good feeling, really, and I pray to God that would continue. Yeah. I have said 14, I think, or I have said more than 12, really. But the last thing I wanted to say is that the last year for me, it's been a year of reflection, a year of looking inwards, a year I asked God to give me a place of influence, a place to do his work, really. Yeah, that's what the last 1 year has been for me, a year of looking inward, looking at myself, really. I'm not perfect by no means. I'm not perfect, and yeah, it's been a year of reflection, and I am really grateful to God. I'm thankful to God, yes, for the last 1 year. So yes, to the next probably 100 years or more. Yes, in living in God's grace, goodness, and impacting lives positively. Really, yes. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this far, I'm not sure. I probably have said more than 12, but don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and send a comment. Really, if you haven't seen, I am going to be putting together a vlog about our trip to Chesington, so watch out for that. That should be interesting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much, even for being here, for being a subscriber. You've been very influential in my last 12 months journey, and I appreciate you. Yes, you I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll see you the next time. God bless you. Bye.
You are good, you are kind, you are more than these. Lost for words, trying to describe.